Well, you are the unlucky ones. You are stuck with me.
We are the lucky ones.
How come there? Wish somebody told me this before. This is now 40 years, 50 years later. So it is your time. And I do want us to have a really close, open, and then people to just be free to share what they want to share, what they don't want to share. We will also not push. So I do want to create a closeness. I'm very close to GRIC, and for whatever reason. And Sam is my buddy, and we work together with Wangui. Maybe we can't say how long because you will want now to run away. and then we have met and talked last time. So I want to create a safe space psychologically. I also want to open the space and also really make you know that it's not only about GRIC, but it is about you, and we want to go somewhere together. Whether it's 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, this ought to be an experience of a lifetime. With the climate is there, and so we can find our way together. So don't feel like, oh, Joyce knows this. Joyce knows very little, and I'm learning a lot from everybody. And what I know, you own it, because I don't need to keep it. And so that is the thing. And we always do the disclaimer thing there, because then I'm a coach, but I'm also very linked with GRIC in very many roles and ways. I hope we can accept each other and just move. It hasn't been a problem before. And then I was sitting there this morning and think about who is behind you, the organizations that are behind you, and those who are behind them. This is one of the largest organizations. You can't see it, but it is here. But that organization is us. So I want to welcome you to the space. Today we have 2 objectives. One of them is just to really say, who are we? What is going on here? With these questions should bring us to an understanding. And then the second part of this, we are going to talk about the strength, and then we will talk about areas of growth. But who is GRIC? What is there? What do you see? And so I don't know what methodology you prefer. We can easily, you can go and write, or we can write stickies and put there. Somebody goes and reads a question, and Wangui, we can do stickies for you. So I don't know what would be methodologically the best way. What do you think will stimulate you? Because people are tired as well. What do you want?
Maybe we walk and stick.
We just walk and. So do you want to write sticky? You write stickies and put there.
Yes.
And then we can organize them and get somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Wangui, did I send you the questions?
Yes, please.
Eh?
Yes, please. You can send me.
So you just get pens and go to town. I will get this to Wangui.
We can start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay.
You can start. But there's a sequence, eh? I don't know why they didn't put. Okay.
There are numbers.
There are numbers, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You start with 1. Somehow it will help you synchronize.
Or whichever side. One on whichever side.
Eh?
One Coco.
Okay.
Maswali ziko pale.
you will find some similarities to the questionnaire that we sent to you. But let's see what you are thinking. You can use a sticky or use or write it there on the thing. There are 7 questions. What is going on here? Something happened to my Sam, do you know why this is not? Do you know why this is not working? It's not coming up here. Or should I close them?
You want it to be the whole page?
To come down, yeah.
Oh, this was...
Okay.
No, it is bad.
Okay.
You are presenting. It is
See.
on Google Docs.
Eh?
Oh, it has come back. You want it this way?
No, yeah, I wanted to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. So some of these questions, actually, we can discuss them openly, but they are just to guide us in terms of maybe what we did not talk about there is what are we going to be doing in 2024. But you're right, and then we will. So, Wangui, can you see them?
Yes, I'm opening them now. I've seen your email. Yeah.
I can also share it in I can share it in the thing here. You don't need to look for it.
No, I have them.
So we got the analysis of the report, but for us to get where we need to go, we need to discuss. All right, this is great. And I wanted for the values, you want just 3. So if somebody has written it, you just don't write it again. You can tick there twice. Huh?
It's 2025.
Huh?
It is 2025.
It is what?
It's saying, what
Okay, they may have,
Achieving 2024.
yeah, remove it then. Somebody may have put there.
I put 2025, eh?
Yes, aside, because it's not.
And
We
six.
need to write it clearly.
You can write there or write, or just cross it.
Yeah.
You are saying it is written twice.
It's written 2024. So I have to shift it to 2024.
Okay.
Are we thinking about the past year? Is the question here about the primary goal of expectation for students?
Sorry, we meant to say 2025. That is a mistake. Thank you. I hope the other guys notice. That's a mistake. 2025. What are your goals this year? And the reason there is to really try and just focus our thing on that this year. See how sharp you are. I've been sending this thing all over the place and I never, I never saw that one. sorry. You write very small.
Are they too high up? I bring them up to the
And you can
eye
see.
level.
And you can see.
Eh? Yeah, we brought them down. I will.
That's a Rivian. That one is still high.
Which one? These are still high, eh?
Nani afanye nini?
So, probably to process this, it might be good for somebody to go and stand there and kind of we try and synthesize.
Can I volunteer?
Yeah, you can. And Wangui, do you have yours written somewhere?
Yes, I can reach the marriage up there.
As they are going along. And so the idea is, I think if we listen to what is being read, we will pick the common thread among them and then construct something. Mm.
So what is the core mission of your organization, and how is it reflected in your daily operations? That is the question. One answer is advocate. It advocates for education as a social justice issue. Advocate for education as a social justice issue. The other one is impact the life of the children left farthest behind. Improve access to education to the underserved communities. That is education is a social justice issue. Then we have reaching out to the children who are farthest left behind. Children and youth from underserved communities in East Africa thrive and reach their full potential. Is to make sure that all learners in Africa have access to quality education, and that we work together as a team to make sure that every team member understands the why we do what we do. So finally, is to ensure that all the children in the world have access to quality education, and then at operations level, is to ensure that each output is of quality and that is lent towards achieving this mission. So I think use the recurring theme is around you. Maybe we're going to read it.
Wangui, can you read yours?
Yeah, I can read mine, and our mission is to harness the power of grassroots organizations to ensure that children go school and learn, to improve the livelihoods of women and girls, and to build leadership in East Africa. In other words, is harvesting the power and the capacity of community-based organizations to do all those things that the Sun has reckoned.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm hearing a number of different voices, right? So how do we find a common voice? I hear it is about children, but I also hear it is about youth. Wangui now has introduced women groups, but what is really is the main the mission? What do you, at the end of the day, what is the mission of GRIC? Just given those answers, and maybe if you were to put it in a simpler form, because we need to be united around something. What is it? And don't just only think about the programs, because there are programs, and there's also what is maybe when we come to what success would look like. Although you did not talk about programs, you talked about if to a person. So what is GRIC about? In simpler words. I think you are clear, but I think you are leaning towards the silos. Was there something there about what you do as the thing? So what is the mission?
Joyce, for me, I see harvesting the power of grassroots organizations, so community-based organizations, to achieve what we have talked about as our mission. I mean, to achieve those underlying pieces or pillars.
So
we are about building the capacity of community-based organizations to do those things that we have listed. Mm-hmm. I see that as the mission, and then we have our bigger I would call it our vision, where all children, irrespective of where they come from, get a good education. That's our dream. I don't know whether I'm confusing you further. I'm looking at the mission, I'm looking at the vision. The vision is children from all those marginalized communities get education of high quality so that they succeed in life. What's our mission? To harvest the power of grassroots organizations to make that, to make sure that that happens. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Wangui. Guys, what do you think, Sam?
I think there's the element of, harvesting the power of, because our entry point is grassroots organizations, so I believe the element of harvesting the power of grassroots organizations to achieve quality education for children, youth, and girls and women. So maybe the only one I've been through is organizations and structures. Grassroots organizations and structures, but yeah, I see the whole element of, and it's harvesting the power. I like the harvesting because the grassroots. So the roots and harvesting have a nice field in the world.
Irene, can you say something?
I'm looking at, we have been able to, like now we are harvesting the power of the grassroots organization. And the bigger picture that you're looking at, because each and every program that we are implementing, at the end of it all, it is geared towards the education of the children. Even when you're doing the women economic empowerment, it's for them to be empowered to support the children's learning. When you're doing the youth, it's for them to be empowered to drive the change within the community. At the end of it all, to achieve education. So I'm looking at what is the end goal. That's why the education comes in as the success that we look at. We look to measure the success of the grassroots organizations if the education is really strong within the community.
Any different view? Because I think there is a mixture, maybe a mixture of activities and the programs that you are doing with the mission. The mission is to do something. What do you think that thing is? We have heard about empowering or, harvesting the power of the community-based organizations to reach where they need to go. Is that, when you wake up, is that what you are thinking? Or are you just thinking about the different programs? Because that is where the thing comes. How do we summarize this? I can't summarize it for you. That's why I want to know. Lillian, when you wake up and go there, what are you going there to do? What do you think is the mission?
Okay, I say what I think.
Yes. Yes, you're on the hot seat.
It's okay. I say every morning when I wake up and go to work, it's my vision. My goal is to ensure that at least that child gets access to quality education. Yes.
So, are you actually working directly with the children? So, what is the means to get to the children?
We, through our partners, we are able to capacity build them and enhance their systems and structures so that they can effectively support their communities, children, youth, and the women. For the children to get access to quality education and for the youth and women to champion for the education in their communities.
Any different feelings with Rachel and our gentleman here? Do you have something different, or what do you think? Why are you here?
I am here, and any day that I report to work is for me to work for that child.
Sorry?
To work for that child, so that they can have a better, eventually, when they get better education, then I want to believe they also have better quality of life. But I love the field of harvesting the power, because anytime we are working through our grassroots organization, there's So we harvesting the power of the grassroots organizations because they are our vehicle on the ground.
Rachel, I want to ask you before I come to Bernard. I think you are going to say something.
Yes, for me, what I think is around what GRIC does in terms of a mission, and I think it's they provide a nest for the grassroots organizations to innovate and make a transformative change in the community. So which it kind of talks around, it leads to the harvesting. So for me, the aspect of nest, I always think about it when somebody asks me, who is Greek? What do you do? I'm always like, we're a nest of, we provide a nest to grassroots organizations to be able to do their innovation and do their change by skilling them, by enabling them, and enabling environment.
Bernard, what do you think?
For me, I think it's clear that our mission is leaning towards children education. And the vision is to strengthen the grassroots organization in the underserved communities so that we can use them to improve education in the underserved communities.
Thank you. Colleen.
Thank you. I think for me is I think the mission is to educate the children of East Africa, but now since I work more on the youth space, like empowering these youth to eventually go back to their communities, serve the grassroots organizations, and somehow they find themselves in the education ecosystem to support these organizations and these young children.
So are you beginning to see why we need to connect the dots? I think you're very clear about what you're doing. But the pull to that thing, it is very important so that your actions and your activities and your motivations are being pulled by that thing. You don't provide the service, right? The community-based organizations are one of your main stakeholders in terms of delivering. But what they are delivering isn't everything. It is quality education for vulnerable children. So your role really is to capacitate and strengthen. You're talking about nesting. When you are nesting, it's like a chicken holding the eggs and trying to help them to be birthed, so that they can go and play their part. And so I think understanding that role is really very important on how now do we do what we do. So the end goal is the children, but the way and where you are investing every day, it is through the community-based organizations. That is who you are serving, that is who you are capacitating, but you are capacitating them. What I'm almost hearing is that your end goal at the end of the day is an Africa where all children have been reached. And your way of reaching those children is through the community-based organizations, which include youth, include other teachers. Your stakeholder list is huge. Your stakeholder list is huge, but the main stakeholder is the community-based organization. So I think we need to cement that down so that we know that, so your mission is to strengthen these guys so that they can get you somewhere where you want to go. And that somewhere you want to go is, in a situation where all children are getting a quality education. So there are means to an end. And so your work with them is motivated by that, they are the instrument for change. Am I putting words in your mouth? Is that I think that is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing two things, but they are not different. The thing is not different, but the motivation, I'm almost hearing like if that community, if DuPont or whoever you are working with can actually do their job for vulnerable children, then we have done our job. We have fulfilled what our purpose is. Because then, you can see the shift. And as you know, that is why you are coming back to have a second dip, because GRIC already went through this training. But your role need to be very clear. What are you doing? How are you doing it? Who are you doing it with? It is not only the community-based, but it seems like your laser thing is these organizations that if you feel like if they are not reached, then you can't go. You can't get to your goal. Are we agreeing on that one?
Yes.
Okay, it is 6:30, but I wanted us to know, so given that is what you are doing, what are your objectives for 2025? What do you want to build on from 2024 that would be leading you to that space? I think that is the second. Is that the second thing there?
That's a good question. So one is to improve access to quality education, improve operations in terms of efficiency and in a way that is acceptable and comfortable to all GRIC staff. There's the youth in East Africa are empowered, women and girls are trained and given seed grants to empower them. Children in East Africa access quality education. To enhance the capacity of grassroots organizations to serve their communities and be champions of education, and then to ensure the addition of gender and life skills across all our program. Then the other one is strengthen the grassroots organizations, youth and women are empowered, access to girls' education is enhanced. Improve the lives of the children in the communities in some areas. Enhance the life of our beneficiaries, children and girls. Then this one is improve the capacity of grassroots organization to implement programs in their own space and in their communities.
Wangui, can you read yours, please?
Yeah, and my first one is looking internally, and that is strength the increased institutional capacity.
Doing what? Sorry?
Different channel.
We missed that.
Strengthening.
Yes.
Strengthening GRIC institutional systems and structures. That internally, looking at internally our systems and structures to allow us to deliver services of high quality. That is one of the goals that we set up for 2024 and still pushing. Then there is a second one. I only came up remembered very clearly, and that is strengthening the circle of stakeholders that we work with and players in the field, so that collaboratively we can deliver services of high quality. And one of the stakeholders that we mentioned is governments and others, those partnerships. So it's within and outside those two pieces. I now want to go to the third one of thinking through strength and how we strengthen the CBOs themselves. How do we deliver services of high quality to those CBOs so that they can deliver services of high quality? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So do you hear again, while you are not saying different things, can you see the alignment or lack of it in terms of talking? Because we are also maybe mixing up. So you said there your thing is community-based organizations. So in 2020 we are almost halfway. Next this week is May. So what are you doing? What do you need to do to be able to actually deliver on that strengthening of those groups youth, ECD, all those other partners, and I'm hoping we'll get a time just to map who are our stakeholders and are they on this table, what they are talking about. But so if your mission is for these organizations, do you see now how we are divided between, it's the same thing, but you are not doing. As GRIC, you are not doing. And I had a very hard time accepting that Adonna doesn't do. Because me, I'm a doer. I like to do, upper left of the quadrant. Those of you who have done quadrants. Me, I do things and make them happen. But you can see that first question is the why. Why are we here? And so, what are you hearing? We heard quite a number of voices. How would you summarize what we have heard? And then we need to move a little bit faster. How would you summarize what you have heard there?
Yeah.
There.
I think.
What are you doing this year? Really?
Building grassroots organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Improving access to quality education. I think I'm using the repetitive words. There's the improved education, there's grassroots organizations, and building youth, girls, and women empowerment systems. And then there's also the work of improved operations internally, in terms to build efficiency and reliability in a way that is acceptable and comfortable to all staff.
So remember again, the thing is about what I'm anyway hearing is that those groups there, or the stakeholders that you wanted to meet there, you want to strengthen their capacities. But for you to be able to do that this year, you need to deal with your own structures. So there's work to be done within GRIC, and there's work to be done with communities. Is that what I hear? Yeah. Okay. So 2024, we will come back to this. 2025, what are you doing? And is that aligned with what you want to achieve there? How are your internal structures? How are you consciously strengthening inside and outside? So it is building inside, and the question is, what do you need, and are you doing it? Because there's a different thing with just making sure that the women groups are working and the other things are working. How are you proactively building on the structure to make that happen? So let's move, because I want now going to stop you, but we need to hear.
What are the core values that define organization's culture? And then the next bit is, can you share specific examples of how these values are demonstrated in practice? So the values are teamwork, integrity, respect, teamwork. Oh, somebody has hard work. So integrity, respect, teamwork, integrity, respect, accountability, integrity, honesty. There's integrity, there's respect here also, there's teamwork, integrity, respect, teamwork. I think those are the ones that show up the most. Some ways about this they come up is integrity is in the way, teamwork is the way we work with our partner organizations. Relationship guided work with our partners. There's the whole aspect of let me see here. We have transparent financial systems, that's in integrity. Respect is that everyone's opinion matters, both within the organization and out of the organization. And teamwork is that we are trying not to operate in silos consciously. Also we see there's our work so that every team member understands what all other programs do.
Wangoi.
I think the team has captured everything. I'm just wondering whether we have learning as on a continuous basis, embracing learning and diversity, because the two go hand in hand because of flexibility. Learning, adapting, and flexibility. Thank you.
I think there's uniform thing there. What is not quite so clear, and we can be talking about it, is how it is operationalized. And you have talked from an outsider, now you are only talking about your people outside. I'm hearing nothing about the internal there, about the inside, about the 7, the mighty 7 here. Did you hear that thing? Did you hear it is doing this to our partners and this and the other one and behaving this way? What about among yourselves? So big question mark there, and also really or is it that you really don't need anything? You guys, there's now internal stuff to do, right? Everything is dandy here, as they say. Huh? The whole thing is turning. Huh? So without going into the gaps, you have just pushed the button there. And why are we not talking about that? Because you can't practice out there what you are not doing inside. So, and I'm not saying anything. I just noticed there was out there the sacrifice, the lamb sacrificing and doing. What about me? Okay. So I think I hear integrity, I hear respect, and we can pick the 3 most common ones there. I think the respect comes in almost every sticky, and integrity, of course, and a few others, a few others. So let's run quickly to the.
So, in your view, what qualities define a successful leader within your organization? So proactivity is there, not reactive, a critical thinker, problem solver, there's respect, humility, innovation, and resilience. Respectful, communicates precisely and clearly, listens and encourages the team members to take risks, and then there's clear communication. So those are the ones.
That's a mouthful. Yeah, thank you. So Wangui.
I think it's something it's been alluded to, connecting the dots, being able to connect the dots, and I think the delegation has already been talked about, and many other things like listening and so forth and so forth. But maybe the last one to add there is being a role model. I think we have talked at length, and Purity brought it in her session. Something like, rest. Knowing there is time to work and there is time to rest. Maybe it's one of the things that doesn't come up there, but Purity made it so clear that demonstrating that and showing it, and people picking it up from the river is important. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So you say, what are you hearing? Because where is the critical? You hear that a successful delivering on the results. I want to take you back there and bring you right up. Here, how does success look like? How do you feel like me today? I have really done something. What are those qualities or things that would make you now really feel me? I have done. Or you look at somebody, we can even remove it from ourselves. So and so is really succeeding. What do you see to make you say that? Like something that you don't have to tongue twist and have so many words that you don't know, successful this, leader is. You have them within you, and also you see them out there. And I can hear you saying, huyo, meenda. Ameendelea.
I think it is, to me, successful leader communicates clearly. And seeks for understanding. Not just communicate, but seeks for understanding of the message that he or she is relaying. Can I throw in 2? I think for me, I see an empathetic leader is very successful. Somebody who is able to really understand. So he's very empathetic, communicates clearly, seeks for understanding, and then is able to take feedback positively.
there first you said communicates clearly and
Seeks for understanding. Like
Uh-huh.
you can communicate, but they're not nobody's understanding what you say.
so how do you feel success when you grow up? I'm sure you have some ideas about, a successful leader. I think you are touching something there, but yeah, how how do you want to look like Irene when you grow up? I'm pushing a little bit more. I'm sure all of us have an idea of success. So let's quickly talk about it. I'll give you a few more minutes. At 10 to, I think we have to move to the gaps. But
Maybe I can share also. To me, success would look like being able to balance all the aspects of life. I know it could not be really 100%, but there's that bit of balancing all through. That if you're able to share in terms of life, you'll be able to put in a little bit of effort that you'll be able to showcase how things are. And also in terms of your team, the team themselves, they can be able to, you are a go-to person to your team as well, that they're able to comfortably come and share the failures and the successes, and trust that you're able to guide them through the whole process.
so there we are hearing somebody who communicates clearly and brings other people in and really is lending a hand to support others to do what they're opening the doors and so that others can come in and really okay, what else are we hearing? I'm sure Collins, you have success something. Huh? You wake up and you say, me, if I could be like that, I would really be very happy.
Yeah, I think for me, it's the different team members being able to understand the different pillars. Like I can be able to go to the girls women program and be able to talk about it or implement it, just to understand all the different work that GRIC does to accomplish our mission. So once I can be able to do that and communicate clearly to the youth, the partners, I think that's the picture of success to me.
Okay, that communication thing is coming again. I did not ask for it. But you are talking about cross understanding of what is happening within the space according to that thing there, and the groups these stakeholders that are involved, communicating clearly, and you are talking about connecting those and opening a space where those who are within and without are okay. Everybody has to say something, Lillian, because I'm sure if you don't wake up, I want to be like Wangui when I grow up, and I can tell you which parts. I wanted to be a one, and I never got there. I did not make it. Huh? The ones here, Rachel and Bernard, I think. Huh? You are sick. It is Collins here. And you?
Type 1.
See what you are gathering around you. Anyway, sorry. I'm now diverting.
Okay, for me, I think a good leader should be someone who is empathetic, I'll say. Yeah, like being strict but with a touch of humanity in it. They say strict but not firm but not strict, but firm but friendly. And also someone who, like, people look up to you. Anytime you need help, anytime people need to need support, you're the first person that pop into their mind, knowing that with this person in the room, we are good to go. Yes.
Thank you. So connection, inside and outside. So we are going back to that thing again okay. And Teresa, you have to say something.
To me, I feel like a leader should be also a team player.
Team player.
Yeah, someone who the team can rely on, someone
someone that the team can be able to rely on and confide in.
Okay, for me, I think what I attribute success to is when I can be able to make very comfortable, clear decisions.
Two.
Comfortable, clear decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Either personally or collaborate in collaboration with the team. So every day when I wake up and I'm able to make those good decisions,
Mm-hmm.
that is what I say leadership is.
Okay, thank you. Miss Rachel.
Alright, for me, success, picking a bit from what Irene said, I think it's got to be holistic. When I think about a leader, it's not just a leader in the office, so the work-life balance in every area of my life, how is that implies my view of life in every area. But for me, it's the effectiveness and efficiency.
There?
Am I effective?
Mm-hmm.
Am I being effective?
Mm.
In all those areas, how effective am I? Yes.
Mhm,
All the
mhm.
successes.
So that is effectiveness. So I hear a successful leader is the one who is connected inside and outside to themselves and the work that they do and the people that they are dealing with, and they are clearly communicating and getting whatever it is that they want to do out there. Is that a generalized kind of a thing? And so if you can see, at least for now, you may be changing your mind very soon when you either move or do other things. Please don't move. But this ability to connect and also communicate, because if you are not clear about what success looks like, you won't get it. Me, I was very clear. Those days, very vain. All I wanted to be was a professor, nothing else. Then I got there and it was like, this is not this is not what I was looking for, And then I wanted to go to this and that and that. I landed at the World Bank and it's like, what is going on here? It is not the thing. It is what is happening within. I think that is what I'm hearing. But let's ponder that one in the context, paranama, of what we are talking about here in relation. Because today it's about organization, in relation to that mission and vision. So somebody can read the next one, because I think after that we go to strengths, and we have to stop by 7 because.
So number 7 is what areas present the greatest opportunities for growth and improvement moving forward?
Do you want to see which one is the strength for?
Let's go to number 5. How does your current organizational structures align with and support your mission, goals, and strategic direction? So we have the organizational structure is well aligned with my goals, as it is geared towards supporting our local communities. Another one, the current structure is aligned. And is flexible to support. Another one is having present in dynamic community-based systems and structure. Another one, it is well aligned. And then our organizational structure gives me an opportunity to improve my approach to pursue education, leadership skills, and organizational skills.
Ms. Wangoi?
A number of strengths, I'll just name them quickly on top of the list there. One is that we are connected to the grassroots. That's who we are. That's our biggest.
Is that the question? No, the question is.
Number 5.
Just a minute. I think that is where we are coming next.
The question is, how does your current organizational structure align with and support?
I can barely hear you. Sorry.
How does your current organizational structure align with and support your mission, goals, and strategic direction?
Okay. Sorry. Thank you. Our systems and structures. We are in the process of setting up departments that support each piece of the work. That is one of the alignments, and allocating individuals to take lead and to be a team within that given department, and then the departments, working, together, which is, work, in progress. So that's one. And then, within our systems and structures, lots of, I think, internal capacity, strengthening. That's why, for example, we are all in this, a very big number is part of this leadership, training, so that we are well aligned to get to our vision and vision. And yeah. The last one is, I have here is partnerships, and within, in partnerships outside, externally now, the partnerships, coming in as part of the system, strengthening, so that we can achieve our vision and our mission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So the message is that you are well aligned. That's what I'm hearing. That you are well aligned, and then you are also talking, because the structures, it is the third thing of the quadrant. Where do you have enough structures that support you to do the community-based thing that you are trying to do? Are they there? And when you say they are aligned, can you give me an example? Because according to you, they are aligned, and you feel like they are herding, or they are pushing you to fulfill that goal. Can you just give one example? We don't need to go into a lot of detail, because I think the message is that you don't feel there's any work there. Things are aligned. And then Wangu is talking about departments. So how come you feel everything is aligned?
But Joyce, I would say that this is work in progress. It is work in progress, and I was thinking maybe I could be wrong, that where we are talking about the weaknesses or areas of improvement is where we will zero down to all within this framework that we are talking about. Where do we have issues? And I can guarantee us that our list of weaknesses or areas that need strengthening is much, much bigger than where we are now.
Okay, thank you. So that is why I was questioning the word "we are well aligned." What people mean when we do that. But let us leave that and go to the areas of growth. No, go to very quickly through the success, the strengths, what you are really good at, and we had already a connection to the grassroots. But Collins, please read.
Yes, number 6 is reflecting on the past year. What will you identify as your organization's key strengths? So number 1 is strong grassroots presence, strong pool of supportive stakeholders, clear mission and vision, teamwork, working with grassroots organizations, working with the government agencies. We have different personalities in our team, diverse in terms of the skill sets in the organization, co-designing programs with the key stakeholders, critical thinking, inclusive leadership, listening, implementation, and building up on lessons.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. We won't sit there very long. There is so much there that you are talking about. You know, do you feel there's anything missing? Because now that thing there, that number 6 and number 1, there is alignment. And so how you frame these other things is going to be very important. You know, that is what I'm hearing. Are you hearing the same thing? There's, you know, so I think you are going somewhere. You are going there together, but then we get distracted by the activities and the things that we must do to get there. And why I was pushing on the issue of structures is that what actually supports you to bring the complete whole there together and keep it moving in a way that it keeps you, you know, connected to what you want to do. Okay, let's do now. We will spend the rest of the time on areas of what are areas that present the greatest opportunities for growth and improvement moving forward. So I feel like we need to do a little bit like this here, well done kind of a thing. You're doing it. You're doing it. So now let's see how can we make it. You notice we did not talk about weaknesses this time. But what are some areas of growth that are there that we want to talk about? And with an idea of giving us an idea of what is the greatest need now. Wangui, did we give you a minute to finish your list?
Mm-hmm.
You are okay?
Yeah,
It is captured by your team? Okay.
okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So areas that present the greatest opportunities for growth, we have willingness to learn and unlearn. We have open communication, willingness to learn. We have clear communication. We have teamwork, division of roles in a manageable manner. We have developing supportive programs and human support systems. We have having systems that support the different initiatives that we have. We have strategic and system thinking. The last one is leverage on the power of the collective.
Power of?
Movement building, collective.
Okay.
Leverage on the power of the collective and movement building.
Okay, simple. So, areas of growth areas where you really feel like we have 6 months. What do you think would really move this? So there's issues around communication again, clear communication. There is decision making, I heard that. There is willingness to learn. There is, I think you said human support and systems. And I don't remember the last one. Okay, so now we know we are doing a good job. We actually, I think we are clear on the mission. We just need to hone in some things. And we talked about how success would look like. And one of the things you brought up, there are some things you brought up here that are surfacing here. I don't want to make the connections for you because I don't want to put words in your mouth. Let us at least drill down to 2 or 3 things. You list quite a few there, but some are related. What now can move this really great organization to the next point? What do you think, if it was tweaked and moved, would do that. Nothing. Or do we need to breathe?
Sorry, Sarah, could you just?
Joyce, I didn't want to start it all.
Yes, I want them to, that's why I'm not asking you for your opinion yet. I am being strategic.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
The question I'm asking is, we have listed some things there. I want us to talk a little bit more about them and prioritize. You know, what are you saying there? I am from Mukambani, and there's something they call Ndimo. You know, so you don't directly say what you are saying. You go around the edges and they start doing whatever you do there, dancing around it. So now instead of dancing around it, so you can see why I started with a open space, safe place. You can talk, and you know the fact that your organization has agreed to do this, to engage in this. I think it is a commitment to really opening the space, and we experienced that space in phase 1. But we had to deal with some tough things. What are your tough things? What do you think will make you succeed? Do you see how the questions are related? These questions are based on the quadrant. Leadership mindset, relationships, interpersonal relationships, structures, and governance. How we do what we do. And the new people are not going to be shown the quadrant. I'm just sharing it with you right now. What is your values? Leadership mindset. What is it that you hold dear to your heart? That is quadrant upper. We call it upper left. The thing that wakes you up every morning, and the thing that you feel inside, that is personal to you, but it is also personal to the group. And then the thing that you are dancing around and you are not wanting to talk about, the relationships, man. That one is just kind of slipping out of our, the thing is slipping out of our whatever. Then you told us you had, you actually think you have structures, but those structures should be enabling you to become there. You see, mnaona, are they there? So if they are not there, which ones should we tackle with? And I have read your report, and there is some unison. So don't be shy to say, because we found some clear, you really answered those things with your heart. There are no names there, so I don't know who said what. So what is it? And that's why I don't want Wangui to speak. Wangui already finished her own coaching. And maybe, so Sam, do you think if you had courage, maybe you can encourage somebody to speak? Or not? I mean, Rachel, you are observing from slightly a distance. What are you seeing, my dear? What are you seeing? Because this is the open space. And this is what I want to be working on tonight to present to you tomorrow. But I want to be able to hear your heart, where it is at. And this is not a criticism of GRIC. This is, you remember what you said there about open learning. What is it that will lift us to that place? Me, I don't question your commitment. I know, because I actually know you. So I'm kind of being selfish coaching you, because the other people don't know the people they are talking to or with, and they are trying to figure out. So I cheated a little bit, but I cheated because of the community-based thing, because we are going to be doing this for a long time. So what do my people need to be able to go there? Because for me I don't do, and I'm clear about it. I'm not doing nothing here. You now are the life of the communities. What do you need to move the thing? And remember what you wrote in those things. There was quite some unison here, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to hear from you. Co-create, talk together. So, Rachel, now I was giving you time to kind of...
Let me put it,
They won't throw you out.
yeah, well.
And even if they do, I think you are okay.
Anyway, so I think for me, what I think there's a part around the alignment. There needs to be something around the aligning of the systems and the structures, especially the systems, and I would say even the structures. And I think that's what we were saying, that's work in progress in some of the places, because we're in the space, we're looking at policies, we're looking at how is our organogram, where is procurement, where is finance, so those are things going on. So aligning that, and then there's also the part around capacity. I also feel like there's some capacities where we need strengthening as an institution, because I think there is the levels of capacity. Maybe we need to have a good strengthening so that they're joining, when we say join the dots, so that then again the disparities are not, you're pulling up, and also, how is that connection? How are we weaving so that then now we get to the mission? So I think that it could be the capacities. The skill sets are there, but then at what capacity? What is the level? And especially in the sense that we are kind of moving, it's like we're coming out of, we're in a bottleneck and we're just, exploding. In the sense that there's so much opportunity in what we are doing, and potential. So that part of capacity is the second one. And then also the part of, I think this is really good, especially the self-awareness, getting to know ourselves, so that then we also, and then now understanding others as we understand ourselves. So I think, if all that, those cogwheels kind of align, I think we would be successful.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Maybe I can do this. Mine would be intentionality about taking care of self.
Trying to?
Being intentional about taking care of self. I've seen both, at GRIC, both in GRICs, but being more, I'm really reflecting on the conversation we had with the gender purity, so it's, I had some group members around who remind me of some things I do wrong. Like sending emails at night, and so that's intentionality of being taking care of self and taking care of the people that you work with. I think something that we should be cognizant about. It doesn't hurt to schedule emails to come when people are awake. It's a little goal for me. Then the other bit, I think also delegate with trust.
There?
Delegation with trust.
Mm-hmm.
I delegate knowing that there's a potential. I really like doing delegation. That somebody will do the way I do it, but it doesn't mean that the way they do it is the wrong way. And also that knowing that they've made mistakes. So building more trust even as we delegate. And know that people make mistakes, and that's part of learning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Bernard.
What you are saying.
Oh, is this just so smooth sailing? There's nothing there. What are you asking? Why are you asking? What are you asking me that question for? Can't you see? Sorry, I will make you talk because I.
What I'm thinking is, we are saying we want to build a wholesome ecosystem.
Build a?
A wholesome ecosystem
Mm-hmm.
that involves
Give example.
For example, if we set our system in a way that our partners also can access it in terms of communication structures.
Aha, now you are getting there. Communication structures that connect you with your partners. Aha. Okay. So, before you go to partners, are you connected yourselves?
Yeah, I believe we are.
You are?
We are building.
Completely, you know this, like trees are there and you are really connected to one. No, I'm just asking. I'm not pushing you too far. I hope, Bernard, are you, so the connection to partners is a big piece, but unless the connection is happening in there, you just speak for yourself. If you are okay with the thing and the way it is, sawa tu. Huh?
We are building.
You are building.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Getting there.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Madam.
What I'd like us to improve on is on communication.
Communication.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And one starts with communication within ourselves as we go to the partners.
Okay.
I don't want someone to assume that I know something. I would rather they communicate it to me. I don't want to hear it from another person.
Okay. Thank you. It's you. It's on you, Lillian. So communication, and you said something key there about cross-border communication. Okay.
Okay, I think I will still go back to system and structures.
Okay.
Even as we try to change the way we are working, because we are working towards improving ourselves as an organization, it is good that we also have everyone on the same page. Not that one day we wake up, then we hear there's a new policy and you are required to implement it like directly. So it's good that we all come to one page, everyone is on a similar page before we even start implementing our best practice policies.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Collins, you are not escaping.
Thank you, Joyce. I think being a type 2, there's one vice that you can take power from people without you knowing. So I think the picture of success for GRIC's work is to empower the communities.
Mm.
And now maybe being able to know when are we taking power from these grassroots organizations.
When are we taking power to the, when are we empowering?
When are we
or when are we taking power from them instead of giving it?
Yeah.
Hiya, please say more. This is really
No, like
quite
in terms
interesting.
of communication, like how are we communicating to them? Because I think GRIC's success is the grassroots organization success. If they're successful, then GRIC is successful.
Okay. That's it. To really be sure whether we are empowering and where we are not empowering, taking power back. That's a big one.
Borrowing from the session we had in terms of the work that you're doing, and as well in terms of the different types of power and how maybe if you're empowering, how you present yourself and go to communicate another thing. For example, like maybe the work-life balance. We have the policies, yes, saying that we're going to take a rest. But if myself as a leader not taking a rest, I think it's going to send a different signal to that maybe sometimes there's a lot of work happening. I'll put you an example. Myself, like maybe you have something that you need to take to the field, and maybe Kenpol is they're open on Saturday, and I'm going there on Saturday, and then I'm coming back maybe during the night because of the different works around that. Maybe there's a kind of signal I'm sending to the team that they need to work around the clock to make sure things are happening, maybe indirectly. Maybe being conscious that maybe in everything that you're doing, like how is it going to be translated within the team around that. And also in terms of how in communication, how can we go to be intentionally clear and being assured that the message that is being sent is consistent across, so that there is not that bit of like a kind of different communication happening at different intervals, like maybe this particular policy that has been passed, what kind of how soon can it be implemented, and how can it work around the ensure that people are on board and aware that it is there in terms of being implemented around that.
Say that last part again.
Like,
How you can be aware.
like everything to be on board and aware that there is this particular policy and these are things happening.
Okay, Wangoi. Thank you.
A lot on the table, and one, we have a very unique role of building or strengthening the capacity of grassroots organizations. And just to give an example, one of the areas is on the systems and structures within those organizations. So I think one of the questions to ask is, how can we strengthen other systems and structures where ours are wanting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at ourselves, one of them, and the thing you can correct me, say this is a safe place. One of the areas of, I think, a lot of confusion and conflict is around systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we have systems that are working, systems that are friendly, systems that create a good working environment for everybody, but following the rules of the game, because an organization has policies and procedures that has to be followed. And I liked one of us said that we change rules, all of us added, and there is no communication, or we decide today we are following this rule, tomorrow we are not. Really, a lot of inconsistencies. At times, I feel like we end up getting confused, right? So what is that? And are we constantly alive that with the changes that are happening? Partners learn a lot from us through modeling, just looking at us, right? So we first have to look inside around all that before we transport the same to them. And especially also, now a full number, here we are alluded to, related to teamwork, that is the relationships and the connecting, within. How are we connected? Do we have that, trust? If it is not there, why? For example, do we take what? Do we take responsibility for our actions? Are we problem solvers? Or where are we? Is that an area that we really need to thrash out? Do we treat each other with empathy, with truthfulness, with honesty? I know I'm using so many words, but I'm just trying to look at all those internal, the core soft skills, because that is also what we transport to the partners, right? Then first one is, I'm going to pick is, yes, we are capacity builders. Do we have the capacity, the enough capacity that is required to do that, right? Or if not, what should we be looking at? What are the missing pieces of the puzzle that will help us to get to that, very strong organizations? And yes, we are saying we are somewhere, but I think there in between there is a lot more that we need, to do. And taking again into account that role modeling is one of the biggest sources of learning for everybody, even children. The way I behave, the way I treat others, the way I treat those organizations, that is more telling or more powerful than even sitting for a training with them for 2 or 3 days. Thank you.
Whew. Okay. What is one common word that everybody say since you are listening with me? You also said it in your response to the questionnaire. What is this one word? What did you hear? I know you are tired, but it was rather obvious. Systems, that was one of them. Or something else. C. Did you say communication? Everybody. Without exception. Has mentioned that. And then, of course, if there's no, I think I heard that at least some of the structures are there. There are manuals, there are rules. Actually, somebody said they are outdated. I don't know why you are not upgrading them. But the communication thing is a biggie here. What else did you hear that was really... So communication was the word I was referring to, and the most repeated word after that is systems. Having systems that work. And I did hear another C, which was connection. But you have a lot of structures and you have a lot of ones here. Why is this coming up? The systems, internal structures. Is it that there are too many, or they are not, or they are lacking? What is it about them? Because the communication thing seems like there are people who are communicating to others and not others. There are surprises here. Something comes and you didn't know that it was happening. You don't know even when it was cooked, but it is arriving. Also, things are not clear, and without clarity. You remember those glasses I was talking about this morning? If you only see green, we are in trouble. We're serious trouble, because then you won't see somebody else. So, what is the itching point around the systems? I think our communication I have had. I think you have a lot of systems, don't you? Or are they not functional? They are there in writing, but the implementation or what? Wangoi.
In my view, is the implementation. That is a challenge. Yes, we have some pieces that are moving, but what we are saying is that we can make those systems better. Let me give an example, and we say this is a safe place. We are a team that is from the Enneagram, the analysis, thinking, action, slow, right? So, for example, and I guess, no offense, it applies to all of us. There are many times we sit and agree we need to do this to streamline, but it takes forever. How long is the turnaround of, for example, getting to the partners for this and that? We are on the way there, we are working on it. We are not saying we are not working on it, but we are headed there, we are conscious. The good thing is that we are conscious about it. What is the turnaround for the reports? What's the turnaround time for everybody to get money to do what they need to? And what are the requirements? I think, to me, those are the key areas, and I see that as the area where we spend so much back and forth. We know what it is, but why? I've also not gotten to the heart of the matter why it becomes such a tedious, process. And in my thinking is, I need A, B, C, D. It goes to so and so, approvals, and then you get what you need. But it's a lot of back and forth. Do you guys feel the same? I could be overreacting, but that's how at times I feel. And many times, because we have a manual that says A, B, C, D. We see people in A, B, C, D, but we don't want. I don't know whether by it's because we are human beings and we have different personalities, and maybe we don't want to. We forget. I don't know. I can be helped out by the team. Because you understand better than me, I think.
So, the back and forth and decisions taking too long, and with the communication that is whatever came out. And I want to say Irene and Sam and Wangui did not write that. So there's something that they did not fill the questionnaire because they were left out by us. We made a mistake because of since they had done Enneagram. And I'm sure Sam, you remember this was also there last time. And also what Wangui is saying there about things delaying was big time there. Things take so long to do. And we only have, I think, Teresa, what are you? 6. So we have 2 6s. Yeah. The 6s are the ones who get stuck on analysis paralysis. But ones have a direct connection to 6 in the sense of staying too much on getting the structures there and making sure rules are followed and walking along them, and we have 5. And we have 3 ones, I think. Then we have a 3 and we have a 5. And so it's no wonder it's very easy to get caught up with the thinking. But initially the thing was, we are new, we are just trying to find our feet. But if I want action, 5 will withdraw because then they are just talking. So let me just go to my world and continue doing my research and things, because then they are never really going to get there. 3 will say me, I am bored, I am tired, I am taking off. And then the sixes are amazing in identifying the problem, because they have also, can you see how much analysis paralysis actually is just, it's just a team, because sixes do that and then they add fear on top, because then it is like, are these people really going, what is going to happen here? This ship is not moving, because then we are stuck on this blah blah blah. So this is not a criticism, because you will hear me talking about tomorrow the leadership styles about among the nine types. You are all a gift, period. But I don't know who said, I think it was somebody here on this side, says, how are we connecting those gifting things? How are we connecting them to really produce, says, this powerhouse that can then extend to the communities? Because the doing there is going to be very difficult without the doing inside. The inner development goes. So now that clarity about that thing, I know you are doing a new strategy. I think you really need to align some of these things with what I don't know whether you are finished doing that strategy. But apart from the activities, because I was kind of overwhelmed again reading your report, you are into so many things. It is so easy for somebody to be completely lost there and say, me, since there is so much going on, I will just hide under the table here and do my thing. When they are done, then I will be able to catch up. But I can't stay here. And this scares especially sixes, who can see, they can see things you are not seeing. That is why they are gift actually also in the system. So I don't like to talk too much about anagram, but I think we are going to be talking about it quite a bit. How do you get out of that thing? I think, I could be wrong, but I think Nelson Mandela was either a 1 or a 2. So the power is in the house. And the threes really can make things happen. But when they don't see where they want to go, then they take their own thing. They are chameleons, they change. I don't know whether you have seen some signs. Anyway. I don't know whether you have seen some signs in the whatever, because if they don't get what they want, and I want to give you a funny thing. I was in a training, and somebody who is married to a 3, to a 5. I think the wife was a 2 or something. We are okay. Anyway, let's just go on. So the person was saying, so the man says, because they are married, like how would he want to see his wife? And he said, it would be okay if she can visit once in a while. Me, I go to my island, I stay there with my things, and do my things, and study my things. Please don't bother me, but you can come and visit. I mean, but he completely caught the 5. Because 5 get lost in their world. Completely lost, And my friend here is trying to help all of you. I don't think he can sleep from tiredness. Anyway, so, do you see where I'm going? And yet, you have this big thing that you have taken on as GRIC. Empower us to empower and make whatever. So, the energy is in the room. The blessings are here. How do we connect them to make, because you are really very lucky, you have an abundance of ones. So that's why you heard me saying, how can you be talking about structures? Tomorrow you will see it's Wednesday. Tomorrow afternoon. How each person, what they bring on the table. Then you have 1, 2, you have 3, you have 5. Nobody ever asks for. Never. the creative, the whatever, and then you have 5 and you have 2 6s. You don't have 7. Wangui says she can't hear anything, my friend. Okay, so can you hear now, my dear?
Yes, no, I can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying, you guys have the whole enchilada, as Mexicans would say. You have ones, 3 of the three, right?
Yeah.
3 ones, and those are the guys of structures. That is why I was asking, what do you mean structures? If you don't have them, who has them? Because you guys are completely higher. Then you have 2, 1, 2. Then you have 5, nobody has 4. Then you have, is it 2 6s? Okay. And actually Kamau is a 7. And I wanted to tell you, 8s are the ones who make things move, and they are missing in the place. And the peacemaker, who is a 9, is not in the house. So guys, run for your life. Run for your life. Well, we are sitting there thinking, when will these structures ever, align? And since we cannot, so I don't want to exaggerate about the personalities, but they actually do play a role. You are really doing an amazing job as an organization, but something needs to move in a different way. And I am not completely surprised by this analysis paralysis, or really just, talking about it and not getting to doing, because then if Sam has to wait for a decision for 2 or 3 days, he will just go and he will change himself and go and run to another group and go to all the meetings. When they call him, he's always upset, he's always present, because then he's trying. I don't know whether I'm lying or what I'm saying, and nobody has told me anything. I'm just saying. And Irene is comfortable in her office space, and it's like, guys, this is too much. And when you are done, you will come. And then there's 3 people who are constantly asking, what is it that you don't understand? Why can't you follow the procedures? The things are here and you are not following them. When are you going to follow those things? And then to have panic attack, because they can, the 6s can actually write this thing to you in a depth you cannot believe. I'm not lying. Right? Si unaona wewe? You can see it. So I think you are the luckiest group, in the sense that you really do have, you do have what we need. And now I have really do understand this anagram more than I did when I worked with the first team. So you have, out of the 9 types, you have 8 in GRIC. You are rich guys. You have 7. 1 to 7 is there. So how do we get off this? Because it's very clear you know what your mission is. You may be stating it different. I think you know where you want to go. But I also now feel that you are talking. Is that some assessment? You wanted to say something, Rachel?
Yes, there's something you said about too many activities, too much going on. And I feel, even as much as I'm a structured person, sometimes I feel, wow, we have too many balls in the air. And I'm glad you picked that as well, because I think that also can be overwhelming, even. Yeah, so I think that's something I just thought. I wonder how what do we need to change around that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is, we have 6 months to figure it out.
Oh, great.
Mm. So, is there anything else you would like to say to be complete that we haven't said tonight? Anybody? So, I want to thank you for your openness to talk just about this. I also want to celebrate each one of you, because that's why you're an amazing team. And you know you are. Even if you don't believe it, and you are worried about Sam or Wangoi, you're just fine. You're doing a great job. But to make that soup blend into something is what will make you a formidable force that you cannot resist. And I really hope you've given me more hope than anything else that we want to do this. And I actually know you want to. I hope I'm not mistaken. Sometimes because of my, running, it can be such a pain. But, there can also be such a blessing. I want to balance that. So listening to each other. If that connection happens, the one you are talking about, some things are actually going to move. The connection among the two of you, the appreciation, the support, the empathy, and then the finding a space and having a clear action plan. I will be, in future, I will look at all your things in detail, who is SP, who is SO, who is EX, and then really try to figure out some of the patterns. But you got the game. Now it is playing it to win. What is that game? How are we going to play that game to win? Playing to win. So if there's nothing else to do, I know you are tired, I'll let you go. But I hope you are feeling encouraged by this discussion and not feeling like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? Because there's so much power in this room right now. And that power, it is doing great right now, but it needs to rise to another level. Because you also, of course, know nobody else is doing what you are doing. And you are getting this chance to strengthen your own capacity to link, to connect with the CBOs and make them a force for change and transformation in Africa. Now, for you to do that, things have to move. But they cannot be moved by Collins or by Bernard alone or by Irene. So we want to find that path. I don't know what I will come up with tonight, but I will bring it back here tomorrow. Then we debate about it together. I really think you have done a great job tonight. I think we have. I hope you feel the thread around the room, and then now it is a question of us the next 6 months trying to be that thing that you want to be, so that you can do your work. And lucky enough, you are not old. That excludes 2 people in this room. So when have you seen those gymnastics? When they are doing the gymnastics, I don't know whether you watch those things. I like speed, so I watch figure skating. I watch gymnastics. When those things are going and going, just scanning the thing. Those kids they have no bones. That is you guys. Our bones are breaking. They will break several times if we try to jump the thing. But you are at a stage whereby you can make this happen. So I'm just excited. I'm glad we didn't have to fight so hard to find the path. The path is clear. But some people are pulling this way and that way and that way. But we don't have to be the same, because then we won't get the job done. And the 8 is within you. 9 is within you. It needs to be woken up. So we will find. Because, we will find this. So, I don't know whether I have a practice for you tomorrow, an offer, but I plan to have one. And then we can talk about it. And like the process now, is that is why we read it every week, because it is work in progress. If we feel something needs to be tweaked about what we are doing, then it will be, we will do it together, co-creating. So, Sam, does this thing work? This coaching thing, does it work?
It definitely does work. I mean, speaking for myself, I don't know for the journey, if it works, it requires you to be present, it requires you to be intentional about, where you want to go as a person first. So definitely it does work. I think, actually my decision for myself is that I took a break in December.
You did it? Yeah, uh-huh.
I know why that's smiling. I did send an email for 14 days during December. And this transcends beyond work, because there are people around us, we have families who we need to give that balance for. And I think that is I can take a break. Give me take a break and not those breaks you take. No. So it does work. I think a lot of it requires me as a person, being very aware of my gaps and weaknesses, and being vulnerable, but also being very intentional that I want to change myself.
You can't give what you don't have.
Sure.
You just can't. So we got to do the work, all of us. We just got to do the work. And I know the wellness thing is being mentioned, but you are around the edges. But then you are talking about it in other ways. Too busy, too many balls in the air. I don't know where I'm supposed to go, where I'm supposed to run. And most of the mistakes I have made them because I was too tired and I couldn't process nothing. I have erased things here, worked for hours on something, and instead of hitting save, I just erased the thing. Fatigue is a bad thing. And I am no good example. I'm still working on it. So we are in this together, and Wangui and Sam have gone through, but I also know their commitment to all of us becoming, you remember the best instrument you have for transformation is you. If you do forget everything I said this morning, do not forget that one. You are the instrument. And that instrument, connected to the other instruments, it becomes a bonfire that will never go out. And that is what we want. And that is within this room right now as I speak. So thank you, and thank you also you did a really great job with the questionnaire thing. A lot of what we are talking about is very complimentary. And we do it so that we can see where are people going. And even this writing here we need to find a common ground, and I'm just happy that I think we did. Are you in agreement or not? Yeah, so now we know where we want to go. It is the path to get there. Good. So go have some dinner and organize dance tomorrow night. I think Kenyans are not going to show nothing. But I don't have faith in the Kenyans. Wangui.
We are the host.
Yes. Thank you for hanging in there the whole day. I don't know how you survived, but it is just wonderful to see you there. I think you need a bigger break than all of us. Yeah, so.
Well, you're the one who has done all the work, and thank you so much. And thank you, team. I can see the team spirit, I can see the energy in the room. We keep going, and as a team, there is nothing we cannot achieve. And thank you, Joyce, for being there for us and for being our coach, sacrificing and making meaning of the little things that we talked about today. Thank you.
A pleasure, and salimiana huko, and we will talk.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Wangoi, we have a dance practice, eh? We'll send you a video. You're part of the Kenyan.
Dance practice.
Now we know who's better left there.
Yeah.